Ever wonder what makes a great leader? Is it conquering new lands, building massive monuments, or something else entirely? Today, we're diving deep into the reign of a pharaoh you might not know, but whose story holds the key to understanding what truly sustains a civilization. This is the story of Djedkare Isesi, the reformer king. When Djedkare Isesi took the throne around 2414 BCE, Egypt looked peaceful on the surface. But beneath the calm, a power struggle was brewing. For generations, the pharaoh's authority had been absolute. But now, provincial officials, the governors of Egypt's regions, were becoming a little too powerful. They were building their own mini-kingdoms, controlling local resources, and passing their titles down to their sons like hereditary lords. The delicate balance between the king, the powerful temples, and these local authorities was on the verge of collapse. It was a silent crisis, one that could have fractured Egypt from within. The country was stable, yes, but it was a fragile stability. Djedkare inherited a kingdom that needed a firm hand, not to conquer new enemies, but to master its own internal machinery. This was the challenge he faced from day one. So, what does a new pharaoh do when his own officials are getting too big for their boots? Djedkare Isesi didn't start a war or purge his government. He did something far smarter. He reorganized it. This wasn't just a minor shuffle. It was a complete overhaul of the administrative system. He understood that information is power. So, he strengthened the central government's control over record-keeping. Royal scribes were dispatched to oversee tax collection, making sure every bushel of grain and every ounce of gold was properly accounted for and sent to the capital. This cut off the independent wealth streams that provincial governors had been enjoying. He also cleverly limited their power. Instead of letting them rule their regions with total autonomy, he made them more accountable to the crown. Their titles and responsibilities were redefined, reminding everyone that their authority came directly from the pharaoh and could be taken away just as easily. He created new official positions that reported directly to him, bypassing the old power structures. It was a strategic masterstroke. By improving the systems of taxation and record-keeping, he didn't just fill the state's coffers. He reasserted the king's ultimate control over all of Egypt. It was a quiet revolution, fought not with swords, but with papyrus scrolls and royal decrees. Now, in ancient Egypt, you couldn't reform the government without dealing with the temples. The temples were massive economic powerhouses. They owned vast tracts of land, employed thousands of people, and were led by high priests who wielded immense influence. A pharaoh who angered the priesthood was in serious trouble. But Djedkare Isesi was a master of balance. He knew he needed the temples on his side, so he generously invested in them. He funded temple construction, made sure the priests had all the resources they needed for their rituals, and publicly honored the gods. But here's the genius part. He did all this while subtly reigning in their power. By controlling the state's economy through his administrative reforms, he ensured that the temples remained dependent on royal favor for their wealth. He respected their religious authority, but made it clear that the pharaoh was the ultimate political and divine authority on earth. He maintained a harmonious relationship where the temples supported the crown and the crown supported the temples, but there was never any doubt about who was in charge. Religion and royal power were kept in perfect sync, preventing the priesthood from ever growing into a rival power center that could challenge the throne. Let's talk about pyramids. When you think of the Old Kingdom, you think of the massive pyramids at Giza. But Djedkare Isesi broke the mold. Instead of pouring all the state's resources into building another gigantic tomb, he took a different approach. His pyramid at Saqqara is much smaller than those of his predecessors. But don't mistake size for significance. Djedkare's focus shifted from sheer scale to efficiency and innovation. His reign is known for beautifully decorated burial chambers and intricate reliefs. Quality over quantity. This wasn't just about his own pyramid. He focused on a variety of building projects, including sun temples, which were dedicated to the sun god Ra. This diversification of construction meant that resources were used more wisely. Instead of one colossal project that could strain the economy for decades, he oversaw multiple, more manageable ones. This new philosophy prioritized sustainability. He was building for the long term, ensuring that Egypt's wealth wasn't depleted by a single generation's ambition. This change in architectural focus shows a leader who was thinking about the health of his kingdom, not just the size of his monument. A strong government and beautiful buildings are great, but they're worthless if the economy collapses. Djedkare knew this. His administrative reforms weren't just about power. They were about creating a well-oiled economic machine. By centralizing tax collection, he ensured a steady and predictable stream of revenue for the state. This wealth wasn't just hoarded in the treasury. It was used to pay for his building projects, fund the administration, and maintain the army. He also focused on optimizing resource management across the land. This meant efficient agriculture, well-managed quarries, and robust trade networks. Expeditions were sent to foreign lands like Punt and Byblos to secure exotic goods like incense, ebony, and cedarwood, materials essential for both religious rituals and royal construction. By keeping the economy humming, he ensured that wealth was distributed across Egypt, preventing regional famines or shortages that could lead to unrest. This stable economic foundation was crucial. It provided the resources needed for his reforms and secured the materials necessary for the future, ensuring Egypt's prosperity for decades to come. So, what was the result of all these reforms? Djedkare ruled for over 40 years, an incredibly long and stable reign for the time. His legacy wasn't one of glorious battles or towering pyramids, but something far more valuable: stability. His careful administrative reforms created a stronger, more centralized government that could effectively manage the vast kingdom of Egypt. He successfully preserved the pharaoh's authority, curbing the power of provincial nobles and temples without causing open conflict. He essentially created a new template for kingship, one based on skilled governance rather than just divine right and military might. The peace and order he established didn't die with him. The systems he put in place were so effective that they continued to function long after his reign, providing a foundation of stability for his successors. He proved that a kingdom's true strength lies not just in its monuments, but in the efficiency and fairness of its government. His reign was a long, quiet period of prosperity and order, a golden age of administration. So, why does Djedkare matter today? His story is a powerful reminder that leadership isn't always about the grand, dramatic gestures. Sometimes the most impactful leaders are the reformers, the administrators, the ones who work tirelessly behind the scenes to fix the system. Djedkare shows us that skillful governance, careful economic management, and a long-term vision can sustain a civilization just as effectively as conquest or monumental construction. He didn't just rule Egypt. He fine-tuned it, strengthened it, and ensured its survival. He was the reformer king, and his legacy of stability is a testament to the idea that the quiet work of good government is one of the most powerful forces in history. Thanks so much for watching. If you're fascinated by the hidden stories of ancient Egypt, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the past. Let us know in the comments which pharaoh you'd like to learn about next. See you in the next one.